So Brightburn happened, and it answered the long, lingering question that we've been wanting to know as human beings. What if Superman were bad? But if you really look at it, it's a combination of Superman's story as well as Kakarot, aka Goku from Dragon Ball Z, in which in both cases they get sent off of a planet to Earth because of the destruction of their planet. But in Goku's case, the same race usually do that anyway to send Saiyans to conquer or just destroy worlds, because that fighting is just in their nature. And watching this movie, that's similar to what this kid, Brandon, prime objective is to do to Earth. Now, to start off, this movie does have some good acting from Elizabeth Banks, who plays the mother. She is one of the best parts of the movie. She really sells her role, and I really did like it. The kid isn't good, and I'm not just talking about the character, because I really didn't enjoy his performance. I felt like it was just a little bit dry, even though he did come off playing evil good. It's just his character, I didn't like it. And that does have a lot to do with the actor as well as the direction of the actor with the character. But it is lacking in character development that doesn't dive too much into the backstory of Brandon, which I felt like we should have got a little bit more meat to that bone. The story moves too fast and was very rushed. It's like the filmmakers felt that since we all know the lore of Superman, that they didn't have to dive too much into the backstory of this character. But it was completely wrong, because that would have made the film a whole lot better had it had done so. Because it literally starts off with the ship crashing in the field and his soon-to-be Earth parents finding him. And I feel like it should have had a element of a descent into madness for the character of Brandon. And it could have taken place with 30 more minutes added to the film to kind of help it along. But it just felt like it was missing a whole lot, because it doesn't explore the fact that Brandon wants to be good. It kind of shows that he does, but it's not played on as hard as it should have been, because I feel like him having to struggle with a good and bad side would have made the character more relatable in his circumstance. But with all that aside, I really did like the grittiness and the violence that this movie contains. It didn't seem too over the top, but just the right amount. And it does have some good horror elements that really work for the film. The cinematography was really good, and the final act was really great and really intense. But it took a decline in the ending. I wasn't a big fan of it. I had a whole lot of hope going into this film, but it crashed harder than Brandon's ship. And I came out of it just really disappointed that this film didn't live up to what it was set in the trailer. But I mean, a lot of times that's what we get with really good trailers, to set up a really bad movie or just okay movie, but not like we were promised up in the trailer. So this movie is a miss. I did leave out of it truly disappointed. I thought it could have been something great. But just like Brandon's parents, I was sadly mistaken.